The game was a total disaster. And I think it's an understatement. This game was truly a nightmare of all of us. Um, I called the Dolphins barely beating Buffalo. Well, actual result is they got absolutely wiped the floor from Buffalo. Um, Josh Allen being Josh Allen, of course, their defense is spot on. The defensive pass rush is really good, and Damar Hamlin, Von Miller, of course. Our offensive line is horrible. Before the incident, Tua have not looked great, and if he did look decent, he had Achan to play well, but the other wide receivers like Robbie Chosen, they were non-existent. Where was Tyreek Hill most of the time? Where was Jalen Waddle? Why weren't you throwing it to him as often as you would have? Tua got picked off 3 times. One of them was not his fault. The other two, definitely his fault. Not arguing with anybody. That's just reality. The first one, that should have been, that should have been a catch. The boss, who is he? I don't even know who he is. He looked at the football 2 milliseconds late. He was running a route like normal, as he should. He looks right too freaking late. And he was too late to react to it. And the ball ricocheted to Ingram and it's picked off. Then Josh Allen comes out, and of course, 4th and 3, Dolphins defense tried their best. James Cook, being an absolute star stud that he is, have a few touchdowns, maybe 3 touchdowns in this game. He had a 17-yard pass from Josh Allen touchdown. Dolphins will respond though. They had 10 plays in this possession. Tua was finding guys. They were able to get down the field, and Tua passing to Achane for a touchdown. We responded, so it's a good response. So tie game, awesome stuff. Then followed up by a Buffalo Bills 3-and-out. Next possession, Tua overthrown Robbie Chosen. I don't know whether or not if the ball was meant to go over there or it was just a horrible throw, or Chosen, he just stopped right there and just didn't completely run the route. But it didn't matter, like, because Benford picks off Tua, and then and the first quarter happened. Buffalo kicks a field goal with Tyler Bass, 43-yarder, and then at that point I said it could have gone a whole lot worse. Well, eventually it did get worse. 3-and-out Dolphins. Buffalo Bills' next possession would be a touchdown. Penalty would go against Buffalo for a false start. 3rd and 12 would be at that point. And then just like when you think you figure something out against this guy, he always finds a way. He always finds a way to throw an accurate, perfect pass. Even in heavy traffic, he still finds somebody. I don't know, man. I think I'm accepting reality that we just have no answers with him. I'm freaking tired. It's 11:22 p.m. The game just ended. I don't know what to say anymore other than the fact that we got absolutely wiped the floor out of. James Cook then goes in for a touchdown to make it 17-7. 17-7. That was the similar score how we came against Jacksonville, right? Well, Buffalo is not Jacksonville. They are the Buffalo fucking Bills. Then we turned over on downs, and Tua got sacked by Oliver. The very next play by Buffalo is a 49-yard rush by James Cook. That's his third touchdown to make it 24-7. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Next possession, we take the field goal for 34 yards. Couldn't get to the touchdown at all. Clock management. I don't know why you would not call timeout early on and just try to throw it down the field. But they didn't do it. Kick the field goal. Third quarter was start. That would be the halftime because Bills take the knee. And then, they're saying, oh, wow, we're doing good. We need to keep up the pace. I'm like, oh, fuck yourself. They punted. That's the start that we needed. Then the next possession after that, Tua tries to throw it out of bounds, but it was such a weak throw. It was a weak throw, and it was picked off by Ingram, and that's Ingram's second interception too. And then this time it's a pick six to make it 31-10, which would be a final score. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, despite all that scoring, that's not even the worst part. Believe it or not, that is not the worst part. The worst part happens in the next possession after the pick six. This possession started at the 30. Tua's pass short to Tyreek Hill for 8 yards. Armstead would return because he had a little bit of shoulder problems. 2nd and 2. Jalen Wright, I didn't think he had too much of a bad game. A-Chain was just balling. 3rd and 4, pass short middle to Jalen Waddle for 21 yards, first down. Pass incomplete to Tyreek Hill. 2nd and 10. Wright goes up to right for 8 yards. 3rd and 2. A-Chain goes up the middle for 16 yards. 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 19. Pass incomplete to Ulian Hill, which that could have been a touchdown, but 2nd and 10. Pass short right to Smith for 7 yards. 3rd and 3. A-Chain goes up the middle, losing a yard. 4th and 4. 4th and 4. Tua scrambles up the middle to get the first down. However, I think everyone knows where we're going with this. Tua, after this play, getting the first down, he took a big hit in his head. And the irony here is, this is Damar Hamlin's tackle. Tua hit his head hard at Damar Hamlin's chest. If you know what happened a couple of years ago, well, actually last year, this is the area where Damar Hamlin, and I don't want to bring this up to most people, but it is reality. It's history that Damar Hamlin had that little shock, and then he went into cardiac arrest. And he survived it. However, Tua got hurt. His right arm posture was a giveaway that he's concussed. I gotta tell you, Bills, I gotta tell you right now, for those who celebrated that Tua got concussed, especially for the 3rd time in his career, and I'm not afraid to say this on camera, that is an absolute dickheaded thing to do. You are scum in the planet to celebrate the injury. And if you want to rip me in the comments for calling you out on it, be my fucking guest. I would never wish anything on Josh Allen. Ever. But thankfully, though, there are Bills fans who are genuine and wishing him a speedy recovery, which I thank you for it. But there are some who are just absolutely monsters. Tua would not come back to the game. I think we all knew that already. Question is, what is the severity of the concussion? I'm not a medical expert, But I think each time he gets a concussion, it gets worse. It gets worse each and every time he gets a concussion. A couple years ago, he got concussed twice. A year prior, by the way, same team. Tua got hurt week 2, daytime, 35-0 shutout. His ribs got hurt. A year later, he got hurt this time, but he was able to play through it and beat the Bills. Then Thursday night, got concussed so badly, he was gone for weeks. Then in week 16, he got concussed again against Green Bay. That's the second time. And now this time, he got concussed the third time. I think it's safe to say we're probably gonna have this conversation on his health or being the player. I think it's safe to have that conversation. Skylar Thompson has to come in for the rest of the game, and to cut to the chase, they didn't make it. They didn't get the touchdown. And when there are times where Mike McDaniel just elected to go for it, which, you got nothing to lose at this point. They don't even convert for fourth downs. And Tyler Bass missed a field goal, 45-yard field goal wide to the left. Nothing much to say about this one. I'm done talking about this game. The final score of this game would be 31-10. Buffalo Bills, of course, Buffalo owning Thursday Night Football, dominating once again the Miami Dolphins. There's just no answer against the Buffalo Bills. There's just no answers. How do you beat them? I'm just genuinely asking for a friend. How do you beat this team? By this time, you should be able to figure out how to match up with them. But no, each and every time, most of the time we try to compete against them, we get blown out, or they had a secret play. And that's an exaggeration. They had a secret technique to beat us each and every flippin' time. I don't know, man. Like, really. Team stats. 247 yards in total for Buffalo. 351 for Miami. 212 passing yards, and that's despite having more passer yards and more rushing yards than Buffalo does, which Buffalo has 139 passing yards and 108 rushing yards. The only reason why the score is the way it is their defense. They're able to turn the ball over at least 3 times. And one of them was a pick 6. And it also doesn't help that when they do turn the ball over to the Buffalo Bills, the Bills would usually start on our own side of the field. So even though they got less field to work with, they're scoring. They capitalize off turnovers, and that's what the Dolphins cannot do. They cannot capitalize off of turnovers. They didn't even commit a single turnover, Buffalo Bills. Tua threw a pick 3 times. But it ain't time to talk about the faults of Tua. Right now, we should be praying for Tua, that his health would get better soon. I watched a full game, and there were some updates from the Thursday night crew. She said they're told that the family, the wife and children are there. We were all told that he was still in the locker room. He is awake. He is conscious. He has full movement. That's what I heard. So that's good news. Hopefully it's at the very least I really hope it's not a serious concussion. I hope it's mild. like a very mild concussion, and then it'll be a speedy recovery. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. But make no mistake, he will not play the week 3 game against the Seattle Seahawks. So Dolphins have 10 days of rest, which is a good thing. But that 10 days rest follows by a very long trip out west to the Cascadia region, the Seattle area, Seattle Seahawks, Lumen Field. If we can't beat this team, there's no way we can beat the Seattle Seahawks. I'm just flat out tell you. I don't think Skylar Thompson will be prepared for a crowd of Seattle Seahawks fans. I just don't think so. I guess we'll see what happens. I have no faith in the outcome. I just don't. Prayers for Tua. I would get angry, but it's week 2, and I'm just hoping that Tua is okay. And silly me, I was really hoping, and I think I said this in a preview. I'm hoping that we can get away with this with no significant injuries, and yet we have one. I don't know. The running game is pretty good. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this one. If you like this video, not the game, hit the like button, subscribe for more content anyway. Because Miami TJ are back, and what he does, he'll be right there with the favorite in it you deserve. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to bed. And yeah, no Dolphins football for another 10 days. Hallelujah. Hopefully we hear better. Hopefully we get the good news from Tua soon. At the very least, I hope he comes back to play Monday night against Tennessee Titans. But we'll see what happens. And yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it. And I'll see you guys next time. Good night.